No spoilers. I'm not gonna be an asshole, but I don't know how I feel right now. I feel like I should cry, but I can't. My brain is just overloaded. All of the emotions. Happy, sad, laughter, joy. Anger. Glee. Endgame was so good. I legit, like... God damn, I don't know what to do with my life right now. It's like, let me put it this way. It is a culmination of everything they've done. It is like a great coming together of everything that's happened. But like, that was not my childhood, but my, more formative years, I guess. I made, like, how do I word it? Like, all of this started the end of my junior year of high school to now. 11 years. 11 years, 10 years? Yeah, because the last one released in 08, I believe. The first one released Iron Man released in 08, I believe. And, I've always been a person that I always need something to work for, or to work through. If I don't have a goal, or I don't have a thing, it's really hard for me to get motivated to do anything. Like, it doesn't have to be a big thing. I built a sound booth for the comedy room that I work for. And before I built it, during the building, and all of that, was great because I had a task, I had a goal, I had a thing to aim for. And, but once it's done, there's like this little depression, because you're like, oh, I'm done, that's a fast car, it's just a Mustang, whatever. So there's this like small depression, like, I don't know, this is basically that depression. I'll get over it, but god damn, like, it ended. I know, and I've got Spider-Man to look forward to in 2-3 months, which will be fun. But like, it just, and I had nothing to do with the movies. That's the funny thing. But like, for the longest time, this is how stupid my brain is. I go, okay, Andrew, you're not allowed to die until you see this movie. Because, like, if I were to die not knowing what happened in wherever I ended up, be it heaven, hell, Elysium, fucking, what's the mid place between heaven and hell? Purgatory. Or if I just ended up being worm food. It's like, I would be mad at myself, and like, now I've kind of got that same feeling for the last Star Wars. But like, the difference between Star Wars and this is like, Star Wars, they've been definite decades apart. Or not, well, maybe decades. Not exactly decades, but definite generations apart. Because the first one's released before I was born. And then the next one's released with Phantom Menace starting when I was released in 97, 98. So I was maybe 99. Not bad, I don't know the times. What are you gonna do? But it started that, when I was in elementary school, and then middle school, and then high school, and then now the final trilogy. First one released in 2004. 15, 15, I think. So, like, that's like post-college. So yeah, the last, because, what was it? Revenge of the Sith was 06. So it was 14, what is that? 8 years later? 9 years later? 8 to 10. I'll just put it in that range. 7 to 10, I'll put it in there. So, like, it's jumped apart. Avengers, or the Marvel, has not stopped from 08 until now. They've had at least one movie every year, if not two, I believe. They may have skipped 1 year after Avengers, I can't remember. Or maybe it was just that was the one movie they released that year. But, like, it's always been around. And if you're also into the TV show, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you had that to, like, fill in the gaps in between the movies of, like, I don't have my Marvel fix. Let me go and watch that. So, it's been around my life for the last 10 years. As a nerd or a dork or whatever, I realize that doesn't mean anything. But, like, God, I don't know. I just don't know how to feel. I guess, okay, and I've said this before. I hate sports. I feel like they do nothing but divide people. And I've had people question me, it's like, well, you know, it's like a good bringing together people. I'm like, yeah, but then you get mad about something you couldn't control. Right? When you get mad at something that is outside of your realm of helpability, it's not a word, but you know what I mean, like, without you being able to do anything, like, you have no effect on anything. Like, that's why I just don't like sports, because people always just like, our team, their team, our team, so that gets in your heads. People fight each other when arguing about loving the same team. It's so dumb. So, this is the only thing that I can think is, like, similar to liking that, except for, I'm not mad, I'm just like, I don't know how to feel. Like, I want to go see it again, so that I can re-feel whatever I needed to feel. And, like, yeah. Also, I feel like sports, you're a horrible fucking person. Sports do nothing for the greater good, except for give people CTE and injuries. All movies do is possibly make you happy, sad, scared. That's what they do. It's entertainment. Football's not entertainment. It's glorified fighting. So, that's just a weird tangent. Thought I'd throw it in there. But, like, oh, by the way, I'm driving to Sacramento right now. I am going to see my friends with the World Series of Comedy. I'm going to get to close out some shows and do some jokies. That's what I'm doing today. But me and my buddy Jordan talked about it, and that movie's got some dope fucking spots in it. They do awesome callbacks to the other movies. There's little hidden Easter eggs that are in there. If you're a comic book fan, like the actual comics, not just the movies. I'm not really into the comics, but I still keep my ear to the ground and hear, like, the big news things that happen. And stuff like that. So, like, I know all that. It's just like when you're watching, you're like, I see what they did there because that was with the thing and the stuff. All right. It's pretty cool, but oh fuck, I don't know how to feel. I've literally been driving, like, I'm such a terrible person. I have been rereading the plot line to try and make myself feel sad so that I can cry, or feel happy so that I can react to the thing. And sad because that's the culmination's over. Everything's done. And there's nothing for me to work towards now. In a weird way, there's nothing for me to live for anymore. Thank you, Marvel. You assholes. You made life unlivable because you ended something amazingly. You still ended it. Why? Why is everything over? I don't know. I don't get it. Yeah. Ooh, get to go to Sacramento. Probably gonna play poker tomorrow, maybe. Let's see. And I'm saying this, I'll probably feel good the next couple days. Actually, it's probably good that I'm going to hang out with my comedy buddies, because I'll tell them this, and then they'll make fun of me, and then I'll probably stop feeling like a little bitch. And yeah, I'm also, new game, Days Gone's coming out. I'm gonna get that, play that. God, there was a lot of birds. They can't hear me because I did sound like a bird one, and they're outside. Ooh, cows and a bull. That's dope. So, I don't know. This has just been me rambling. This has been longer than the other ones, but that's my feelings. That's how I feel. I wash my hair so it's not as fun as it usually is. There we go. That's not bad. Just do that. Bam. Also, comedy show June 15th. Buy your tickets if you haven't. Tell your friends too. I'm really trying to get that first show close to sold out so I can open up the second show. Yeah, June 15th, the Paramount, Oklahoma City. First show's 8 o'clock. Second show to be announced, possibly 10, depending on how well this first one does. So that is all I have. Thanks for listening to another Andrew Rose vlogish thing. Bye!